I thought of entering into religious life when I was a teenager, and I went to Franciscan University of Steubenville in Ohio, and I got my bachelor's in theology there, and I thought that perhaps God was calling me to the priesthood, and so I looked into it. I finally decided that God wasn't calling me to religious life, and so I decided to go back to Steubenville to get my master's degree. And while I was there, I studied education. And I decided I wanted to be a teacher and to be involved in Catholic education. So I got my master's in education and got a job teaching and as an administrator in a Catholic school. Then my grandmother took ill in, I believe, 2004, and I decided to move back to Florida. And in that process, I got a bit disillusioned about my own life and where I was headed, and had I been listening to God all this time, and I kind of stopped practicing the faith for a bit. Then when my grandmother passed, I had moved to Fort Lauderdale, and I had gotten a job at Fort Lauderdale High School, Broward County Public Schools, and I started a career there as an English teacher. And I met a gentleman, a Catholic gentleman there, who became a good friend of mine. And the day that he retired, it was the last day of school. And right as he was about to give his farewell speech, he had a heart attack and he dropped dead. And there was his wife sitting in the back seat of the ambulance all by herself. And when I approached her, she put her hand out and she took mine and she said, "Dan, my husband is dying. Would you pray with me?" I knew right then that that was the moment where God was calling me back. I really had an extraordinary time in seminary. It was the first semester was an adjustment because I had been teaching and doing all the things that were now being done to me. So I had a different perspective than my other brothers that were there. But there were a couple of brothers on campus that were older, in their 40s and 50s, and so it wasn't as if I was the only one there that was that age. And it seemed to me that everything was falling into place. I was happy. I was happier than I'd ever been before. I really believed that this is what God was asking me to do. And the formation process was beautiful. I got back into the regimen of prayer, the regimen of study, and realized that this is what God was calling me to do. And just participating in the activities with all the other brothers. When I was an undergraduate, we studied the Second Vatican Council, and one of the things that the Second Vatican Council emphasized was the holiness of the people of God and the call of the whole people of God to the life of sanctity. And I always believed that, even as an adult, that what I wanted to do was to lead people into that realization, not only of their own call to holiness, but also to make it happen in the parish. So I'm hoping that I'll be able in some way to inspire lay people to get involved in parish life, to get involved in evangelization, to get involved in social ministry and ministry to the poor, and really helping lay people transform our society from within.